Hello, my friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Angelica, and welcome to today's transmission. Okay, remember that my readings are transitions or transmissions of energy, of love, of code, of light, really of remembrance. And what you're going to get here is mostly confirmation, maybe put in a different way, but confirmation nonetheless. So please use your discernment, your intuition, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and let's get into it. Yeah? Okay. So I am speaking to someone, my friends, someone who is coming out of survival mode. Okay. If you look at the image, this lady, she's kind of looking behind herself. She has this kind of look of trepidation, of a little bit of fear, right? She's running from the flames. What I get from this is there is a sense of stopping the running, right? We're slowing down, we're stopping, we're no longer in survival, we're no longer avoiding that which brings discomfort, that which may bring confrontation, or anything else that may be deemed as unpleasant. Okay. Who I'm reading for, you're coming into a space of, I'm hearing pure presence or a more pure presence, and realizing, kind of looking around, almost like taking a look around and realizing I don't need to be in survival. I actually have everything that I need. So there seems to be this recognition of, in each moment, if I need to eat, oh hey, I have food. I need to work out. Okay, I have my equipment. Oh, I need this, and almost like a realization of these projections into the future or into the past. There's the recognition of how someone has done that in the past and how that's fueled survival. That survival mode. Um, and so you're coming out of this survival mode more into presence. I want to say be gentle with yourself through this process. um, because when we start running or when we stop running, what I'm hearing is whatever was chasing us, it has a chance to catch up, right? Catch up to us. And so when we get caught up, or when those things catch up to us, we can get caught up in the old story, caught up in that old momentum, that old narrative, that old pain, grief, heartbreak, whatever it is. But when we come into presence, and when we allow ourselves to recognize recognize how we're moving in survival, we're reacting in survival, we can allow that momentum to subside and stop. Because, like I said, I'm seeing someone stop as if they're recognizing, okay, I don't need to be in survival anymore. All right, cool. When we do that, we recognize that, those things have a chance to catch up. And that's when some of that real work actually begins. So I'm talking to someone who's done that work. You've walked through the fires, and this also symbolizes, yeah, I'm hearing transformation and alchemy. So there's been a lot of alchemy, a lot of inner self work, a lot of inner refinement. Okay, because when you come out of that survival mode, you're able to give and receive without being triggered or without even collapsing. Uh, Because sometimes when we can't hold a certain frequency of giving or receiving, we collapse, right? We can collapse. So, for example, one of the examples here is some of us um, are unable to hold a certain amount of finances, while others seem to hold infinite amount of financial abundance without collapsing. They're good. I'm like, it's good. But other people um, may find that no matter what they do, they can't seem to save enough. Or if they do get a large sum of money, it falls. It almost like runs like water through your hands. You can't hold it. In other words, your nervous system cannot hold it and thus collapses under the pressure or the weight of all of those old narratives because you haven't actually grown the capacity to be able to hold all of that. Okay. So I'm speaking to someone who stopped running, becoming more present, recognizing where I was in survival, recognizing, ooh, you know, where I could hold more. But when you stop, when you stop running, when you stop moving and creating from survival, you can actually give and receive. This is charity, right? This is charity. Nature spirits, and also I'll say here, nature spirits seem to be coming forward in an attempt to help you with your manifestations, with your, I'm hearing co-creations. They want to co-create with you. Okay, so there are nature spirits that want to help, that want to show you, that want to help you and support you in that process of being able to build that capacity, allow your nervous system to feel safe and supported in that process of holding more abundance or more safety or more security in your system. Our nervous systems, I'm hearing our nervous systems are the determining factor on our capacity in any aspect of life. Okay, so so everybody's going to resonate a little bit different there. Okay, and this is all coming from your higher self. Those realizations that you're having here, it's the epiphany that you're having from your higher self showing you these recognitions or these realizations, right? The revelations of, oh, that's where I was in survival mode. Oh my goodness. You know, I have a scarcity mindset over here. I have that poverty belief over here. And I'm not sure why I'm speaking in terms of money, because it feels like most people here are going to equate survival with money, or with those types of issues, struggles, those types of experiences. Okay. But here's the thing, the bottom of the deck, disruption. Let's see, does that go? The bottom of the deck is disruption. This comes in as we're disrupting the old pattern. We're saying no more. And it's funny. Oh, that's interesting. I'm also getting July 4th, as far as timing, may be significant for somebody here because we got like red, white, and blue, and then we got all the stars. And we even got stripes down here. We got stars and stripes, and like it's very interesting. That may even speak to something on a collective level happening in the US, which is very interesting why it would pop up here in this reading. Not sure, but my dear, this is about disrupting the old pattern, the old narrative that says, I don't have enough. I don't have that thing that I need. I'm not going to be taken care of. I'm afraid. I'm worried. I'm concerned. That anxiety. We're disrupting those patterns. The higher self is coming in to disrupt all of those patterns, all of those old narratives, all the old stories you keep telling yourself. But for the person that I'm reading for, is you've already stopped. You've already, it was 10:23, 1, 2, 3 on the clock when I was reading that, when I looked up. But the person I'm reading for, you've stopped long enough to recognize these things that are coming in from the higher self. And that is your higher self, right? That is the higher self. And it's funny because we have this really cool, this star here, and then we have this star on the top here. It's almost as if to say that this star and this star are the same, and the disruption, like I'm saying, is coming from your higher self. Oh no, we're not going to have any more of this because you're meant to receive and give in equal measure, in abundant measure, overflowing. You're meant to be in your true nature, right? We got nature spirits. Your true nature is abundance. Your true nature is that you're always infinitely supported by all aspects of this great universe and of our great universes and of this great mothership that we're on. Okay, so the disruption when this disruption happens so that you can start to take stock of, oh no, in this moment I actually do have everything that I need and I'm not actually in lack. That is a story I've been telling myself because I'm constantly projecting my energy into the future and feeling anxious about it, or projecting it into the past and feeling insecure, anxious, triggered about it. Okay? Or it's it's triggering all of these old wounds. You're coming into a place of power, of embodied spirit. This is what it feels like. It feels like you are becoming more of your higher self, more of a reflection of your higher self. And let me tell you, you keep going this way, in a year you're going to be unrecognizable. In 5 years, you're not going to even, the person you are now is going to feel like a faded, distant memory in 5 years' time. Because this is who you're becoming. You're stepping out of survival and you're stepping into your higher self's knowing that you're always infinitely abundant, always infinitely supported. And there are always infinite ways in which you can be supported. Okay? Is there anything else? I feel like I need to leave that there because it feels like a very specific message for someone. So I'm just going to leave that there. If you resonated with this message, let me know in the comments. But I'm saying, like, if you made it to the end of this message, comment, I am stepping out of survival and into my highest self. It's kind of long, but you know what? If you hear and if you about it and you want to claim that energy, claim that. Comment below. In as far as everything else, my dears, feel free to like, share, comment, hype, help me get out into more a greater reach and everything like that. And thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening to the end of this message. I love you, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.